What's up guys, Matt back again with another unboxing video, and today we're going to be reviewing the Ichiban Kuji Last One Prize Shenron from Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell, like the video, comment your thoughts down below for us to discuss, follow me on my socials, and consider becoming a YouTube member to enter into our monthly giveaways and Discord server so our community can help you on your Dragon Ball figure collecting journey. This figure is based on Shenron from the Dragon Ball Super movie, Superhero. He doesn't seem based on anything in particular, so I think he's just a generic Shenron that's being summoned forth from the Dragon Balls. This figure is an Ichiban Kuji release, so if you'd like to learn more about Ichiban Kuji, check the video in my description below once this review's done. If you're also interested in buying this figure, then I recommend checking out eBay, Buy or Zen Market as your shopping choices. This figure was released on July 2nd, 2022, along with the rest of the Ichiban Kuji set. The figure stands at 15.6 inches, weighs 5 pounds 2.2 ounces in box, 3 pounds 15.9 ounces outside of his box. The figure comes with his head, antlers, whiskers, and his body. Alright, Shenron. So I got Shenron here to my side, so if you see me looking this way, it's because I'm looking at this bad boy, because I can't really hold him here, because he's so big. He's probably the biggest figure I have in my collection right now. Most people will understand that Shenron, Paronga, Ultimate Shenron, those figures are some of the biggest ones that you can get when it comes to Ichiban Kuji. So if you're looking for a very large figure, then, you know, here you go. As a character choice, though, I am going to give this a 4 out of 5. And the reason is we already have a Shenron. He came out in Ultimate Variations, which was an Ichiban Kuji, I believe, from 2020. And it really didn't make a whole lot of sense to, I think, most of us as to, hey, why are we getting another Shenron figure, you know? Not that I'm complaining. I love Shenron, and I would love to see different iterations of Shenron. If they were to do another one, I would love to see a one that captures the likeness of Shenron from the original Dragon Ball. He had a lot more rounder features. His chin wasn't white. It was actually completely green. They started changing his colors, I believe, towards the Saiyan saga. I think when Dragon Ball Z started, they started changing Shenron's colors. So he actually looked quite a bit different when we first saw him. So that would be really neat if they decided to do another Shenron like that with a whole new sculpt. So please don't use this sculpt again. But it's not a bad choice, so I will give it just a 4 out of 5. Likeness is a 5 out of 5 for sure. He looks great. I think he's reusing the face of both the Ultimate Variations Shenron and the Ultimate Shenron, because the Ultimate Shenron, I think he had an open mouth, but his face was sculpted a little bit different. So they might have just taken the Ultimate Variations Shenron's face and tweaked it a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't have that figure anymore. I will be recollecting it in the future. I wish I had it to compare them. But it's funny because I didn't get this figure when Dragon Ball Super Superhero came out. I remember when that Ichiban Kuji released, I decided not to get him because at the time I was like, oh, I already have a Shenron. I don't need another one. But now I need like a bunch because Shenron shows up in so many different arcs and sagas in Dragon Ball in its entirety. So it's good to have as many characters as I can to represent everyone who appears in an arc or a saga for the way that I display my shelves. But likeness is perfect. It's a 5 out of 5. In fact, I think he looks better in the face than the Ultimate Variations Shenron, if I'm being honest. Sculpt quality. All right, sculpt quality is where I'm going to docket some points here. I'm actually going to give it a 3 out of 5. So I'll explain why. 2 big reasons. The first is they are reusing the body sculpt from the Ultimate Variations Shenron. They're reusing, I think, almost everything from that Shenron, just changing a couple of parts. They changed his head, as I mentioned earlier, and his neck because of the way that he spirals up instead of spiraling in front of you and looking at you. The second thing is, if you take a look at the figure, you see a lot of deviations. Is that the right word? You see where the figure separates from the mold. So obviously his head, where it connects, you can see a very clear deviation right there. But there are a few all around his body. You can see it on the green parts especially. And that's a little disappointing. It's not the biggest deal. You can't really notice it from a distance, but when you compare it to the production images, I don't know if they just did a better job at hiding it in the production images, or it was just a higher quality sculpt when they were doing, beta tests or whatever you call them. But it is a little disappointing because you just see so many of them across his body, and I get it. It's a huge piece, and I'm sure they had to build everything piece by piece and glue it together, but it's a last one prize. It's an Ichiban Kuji. Just Bandai put a little more effort and some quality control and hide this stuff because it just makes it look not as good. It's not the end of the world, but it is something that I'm going to have to dock points for. So there's that. Paint and shading, though, it's a 5 out of 5. I will say right off the bat, and I remember this 100% by memory and through pictures, this Shenron's colors are way better than the Ultimate Variations Shenron. Now, the Ultimate Variations Shenron is painted and shaded just fine, but this one has a lot more brighter colors. The reds in his eyes, especially the green is a lot brighter, and it's this color palette that Dragon Ball Super Broly and Dragon Ball Super Superhero have been using a lot more, which just makes Dragon Ball look a lot brighter and colorful, and it translates so much better to the anime, and I feel like it captures Toriyama's original colors and visions a lot better. So this one is painted and shaded way better than the Ultimate Variations Shenron. And there's just so much detail. There's even shading on his little cloud under him. Very subtle shading. But yeah, this thing is absolutely incredible from a paint and shading perspective. And then size and scale. Obviously, he's not going to scale to the actual Shenron because then he would have to be like bigger than me. So it doesn't make sense to make him actually scale, but I think putting all of that into consideration, nearly 16 inches in height is pretty respectable. He might be a little bit taller than that, actually, but that's a respectable height It's probably going to be your biggest figure if you're an Ichiban Kuji collector. I don't think they've ever beaten this size when it comes to Ichiban Kuji. The biggest, if you're going to go bigger than this, then we're talking about the gigantic series maybe, which those might not even be as tall. You're talking about resin figures, which is like thousands of dollars if you're going to get like a big Shenron. So yeah, man, size and scale is definitely a 5 out of 5. No issues there. He's not going to scale 1-to-1 with the anime. That's just, that's unreasonable. But he scales very well for an Ichiban Kuji and will tower above your figures for sure. All in all, I am pretty happy with this. I think I prefer this to the Ultimate Variations Shenron because of the colors. It's basically the same sculpt. I think I like the face better. The only thing that I don't like is the way he's posed, but you just have to have him at just the right angle. I like to have him with the left side of his face facing me for displaying purposes. I think he just looks the best like that. It's more of his face is being shown to you that way as well. So I think it's just an awesome way to display Shenron. But I like this figure a lot. It's not perfect, but I won't be too hard on it. So today I will give it a 4 out of 5. Guys, thanks again for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, please remember to like the video, comment your thoughts down below, and of course, share this with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget that we're doing a monthly giveaway. These are our prizes that we're doing this month for the giveaway, so make sure you become a YouTube member today, hop into the Discord server, and take part in our giveaway on this date. But until the next video, guys, I will see you all later.